Hey guys, welcome to this video on live looping in Ableton Live. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at how we can set up a looping system within Ableton where we've got complete control over all our individual loops. So we can apply effects, compression, EQ, and look at how we can route the individual loops down separate outputs. Let's dive straight in anyway and have a look at this looper system. Okay, so first things we want to do is we want to change a couple of presets, and we do this by going to live and then we go to preferences. We're going to go down to record, warp, launch section, and then we're going to go down to this launch section here and we've got default launch mode, and it's normally set as a default to trigger. So what trigger means is when we trigger a clip. And what I mean by triggering a clip is when we press the little green play button on a clip in Ableton, it will trigger it. It will press play. If we press it again, it will again play it again. So you can almost rewind and start your clip again at this point. But what we want is we want to set it to toggle. And the reason why we want to set it to toggle is because what toggle means is if I hit it, if I press play, when I finish recording, it will play. If I press play again, it will turn the clip off. Why we're doing this is we're just going to create some security for ourselves. So if we do a loop and it accidentally goes wrong, we have a way of turning the loop off and deleting it and starting it again. And with this system, like I said, we've got complete control over individual loops. So if, say, you've got a really good bass loop and a kick drum loop and snare loop, and then the melody over the top goes a bit wrong, we can hit the clip again, which will stop the clip and delete it and re-record it. So it gives you a little bit more control over your looping system. Okay, so let's set that to toggle. Okay, now let's just get our session ready for setting up this looping system. First thing I'll do is delete the 2 MIDI tracks. We don't need them just yet, and I'm going to delete the send and returns just because we don't need them just yet. So we have 2 audio files, so I'm going to press Command T, create another 2. Now with this looping system you can have an infinite amount of loops, but we're just going to look at 4 loops today just because it's a nice even number. Okay, so with this system what we're going to do is create another track, and let me just set it up then explain it. So we're going to rename this one as mic in. Okay. We're going to color these guys all the same color. I'm going to color these a nice baby blue. And then this mic in, we're going to color a pink color. Okay. So you can already see I've colored it in the way that I'm going to route it. Okay. So what's going to happen is I'm going to send the audio from this microphone into the channel that's named mic in. Then from this channel we are going to route the audio to the audio channels 1, 2, 3 and 4. The reason why we do this is because if we were to arm every single individual track and have the microphone coming into each one, you'll get a gain staging problem. And what I mean by that is if I turned the 4 channels on and sang into it or played into it, it would sound pretty loud, and then as soon as I started a loop, only one of those channels would play the loop, one of the voices back. So it would be almost 1/4 quieter than what you'd be hearing it. So let me show you that. I'm just going to route this one to in. Select all these on. You see my voice is coming in, and then if I record, turn auto in so you can hear me. Very loud, right? And then if I just set up a loop here by just pressing record on one of the clips, so if I go, here we go, hello, 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 you can see it's a lot quieter than my voice now. So I've just de-armed the tracks there. So that's far from ideal, right? So I'm just going to delete this clip we recorded. So what we do is we have one channel dealing with the audio in, so we only hear one version of my voice each time. And then we route the audio from that channel into the other 4 channels, so we can't hear it when we're singing, but then as soon as we've played done the recording and it's playing back to us, we can hear that clip. Okay, and I'll just go through what steps we need to do this. It's just a bit of kind of internal I/O routing with Ableton. Okay, so the first off, let's look at the audio from section here. So this kind of section here in Ableton is the in and out section. So it lists on each channel all the possible audios in and where we're going to send the audio to and how we're going to hear the audio. Okay, so at the moment I have exit in number 1. Okay, so that comes from, if I go to live, preferences, go to audio section, this shows us our kind of audio ins and outs. Okay, so I have audio in coming from my Focusrite Thunderbolt interface. Okay, that's how I'm getting my microphone into Ableton. Okay, I'll close this down. So that's where you're hearing the audio from. Okay, now as you can see, it's also coming into all these channels here. So what I'm going to do on these channels, I want the mic to come into this channel. I want it to be on. I'm going to route the audio coming to all these channels from this channel. So how I do that is select exit in. Then if you see, you've got a list of options of where you want to receive the audio from. You don't just have to receive it from an incoming microphone or guitar or audio source. You can have audio coming from another channel when in Ableton. So you've got lots of possibilities of resampling kind of things. But for today's use, what we're going to be doing is just recording it and recording the mic in channel to an individual audio channel. So we just select mic in on each channel. Okay. So on this menu below, we have 3 options of how we're going to receive the audio from the channel. So we can either receive it pre-effects or post-effects or post-mixer. So what pre-effects means is we receive the audio from that channel before it goes through any effects that might be on that channel. Post-effects is after any effects chain, and post-mixer is after any effects chain and after any effects that might be on the master channel of the session. For now, we can set it to any of these because we don't really have any effects on channel, but I'm just going to set it here to pre. Or if you've got on this channel, if you put some effects, you could select it to post effects and mixer. Either or for now, because we don't have any effects on there. Okay. Next thing we're going to set up is we're going to turn the monitor off. Okay. So what the monitor in, auto, and off means. Off simply means we won't be able to hear the audio going into these 4 audio tracks here. And this is important because we don't want to hear it going in, we just want to hear it after it's been recorded. That I get rid of the gain staging problem we had earlier that I was talking about. So off means it's going to record audio in, but it's not going to be playing back through Ableton. You're not going to be monitoring it, hearing it as it's being recorded in. Auto basically means you're going to hear audio once the track is armed. So once the track is unarmed, you won't hear the audio going in. And you won't be able to record it. Okay. Monitor in basically means you'll be able to hear the audio regardless of whether the track is armed or unarmed. So it's kind of always monitoring in. Okay. And we're going to actually use monitoring in on our in channel. Okay. Because we want our audio to be constantly coming in this channel. Okay. And for this, we don't have to have it armed. You see, you can still hear me without it being armed. But I do need these channels to be armed for them to receive audio from this mic in channel. I suggest, if you're not too familiar with I/O structure and how this kind of in-out stuff sort of works within a DAW, I would suggest reading up on it. But for now, that's all we're really going to cover, because this is mainly a lecture aimed at the looping possibilities. Okay. So now it's all set up. Not too bad, hey? But let me demonstrate now what you get with this looper, okay? And then I'll show you some problems that we will come across, and I'll show you how to fix them, okay? So first one, let's have a look at this looper. So I'm going to just say my name, okay? My name is Craig. 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 My name is also Craig. My name is Craig. My name is also Craig. My name is Craig. My name is Craig. My name is also Craig. My name is Craig. My name is Craig. My name is also Craig. My name is Craig. My name is also Craig. Hi. My name is Craig. My name is Craig. This is the fourth loop. My name is also Craig. My name is Craig. My name is Craig. This is the fourth loop. Also Craig. My name is Craig. My name is also Craig. My name is Craig. Okay, a pretty terrible loop. But did you see right there at the end, I kind of just pressed play on each one of the clips, and it turned the individual clips off. This happens because of the preset, the preference we changed at the start, which was turning it to toggle mode. Okay, so you see now we have a looping system, and we've got complete control over individual volumes. We can turn them up and down here. We can add a bunch of effects to each one of the channels. And we've just got a lot of control over this, okay. The one problem that we do have is, let me just delete these. Oops. The one problem we do have is with this looper, because the quantization is to a grid, we need to have a sense of timing. We can do this by having a click routed to some headphones in our ears, and we can do this by arming the metronome here. And then down here you have a cue out, which the cue out is for the click. And depending on what ins and outs you have set up, you can have it come down a separate output. And then this is your volume here. So you could have a click in your ear, and you could map this on and off as well to help you, okay? Some people don't mind that. Some people really don't like that, okay? So a way around it is to include a piece of pre-recorded material that has some sort of tempo to it. So this could be a voice, or it could be a piano or a drum kit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just program a simple drum beat and show you how it can help you build your loops and get nice, clean, in-time loops, okay? So I'm going to create a new MIDI channel, Command-Shift-T. Okay. Now I'm going to just move that over here. Change the color because it's hideous. How about a yellow color? And I'm just going to go to here, go to drums. I'm going to find our trusty 808 kit. Here we go. I'm just kit core 808, which is a preset in Ableton. Drag that over there. We'll have our 808. I'm going to double click to create a blank 1-bar MIDI clip. And I'm just going to draw in by pressing B, which turns this to be able to draw in stuff. I'm just going to put 4 to the floor. And maybe Okay, so that's kind of a way that you can not have the click in your ear and still get those tight kind of loops. Okay. Now this looping system really does come alive when we start integrating Ableton Live's controller, the Push, or the Push 2 it is now. Because each one of these clips corresponds to one of the lit up buttons in the session view on the Push. We can just simply press play or press one of the pads, which will open one of these loop windows, and then we can start recording and turn it off. And there's also an option on the Push called fixed length. Now you can only do this on the Push, you can't do this within Ableton. Now what fixed length does is it automatically stops recording the loop or the clip after a certain amount of time, and you can set this time within the Push. Okay, so one of the instances 2 bars or a bar, so we can have a fixed length of 1 bar. We can press record, automatically turn off recording the clip and start looping it, which you can imagine the workflow is quite fast. Then we can press a clip, safe in the knowledge it's going to turn off, and then arm another clip, ready start recording. So you can build up a group of harmonies relatively quickly. Then with this toggle option we set up at the start, if one goes wrong, you could turn it off. You could have a bunch of different effects. You could have delay on one of the channels, auto filter, some bass kind of effects. Also, you can have them mapped to different outputs. And how you do that is on each one of these channels, you have audio 2. And you can see here we've got going to master. So here we can select exit out. Then it gives us the available outputs we have on our sound card. At the moment I have only 1 or 2. If I had a sound card plugged in that had, say, 20 outputs, I can choose one of 20 outputs. So I could have all my percussion going down channel 1, all my vocals going down channel 2, say. And then when you send this to your mixer or your front of house guy on your gig, he can EQ it differently and spread it and make it sound massive. Also, another thing with keeping this all within Ableton, if you've been looking at any of other of my videos, you would have seen I included how to make a performance file with pre-recorded material. So you can incorporate this looping system within that file and build audio loops on top of your pre-recorded material. So say in the chorus or the intro you had some backing vocals, you could loop this live and give another live element to your set. Okay, I think that covers it all. Any questions, just let me know. Thank you very much.